Hello and welcome back to the channel. On my last video I was talking about why I am so grumpy, and particularly why I was so grumpy on that particular day, and I described the fact that I had to catheterize myself, why I had to catheterize myself, and in response someone wrote a comment saying that I'd got dirty. The videos had got dirty. I don't understand that, because I was just talking about using Robin Williams' euphemism for the male member, Mr. Happy, and I wasn't using any dirty language. So I have sworn on these videos before, and where I've remembered where I've sworn, I've put a disclaimer: don't watch it if you don't like bad language. But this was a natural health problem, and my experience of what I need to do to stop or to prevent the problem getting worse. And that's made me think that for all the permissiveness that is supposed to exist in the world, we are still really hung up on talking about certain subjects that might be considered taboo or embarrassing. We shouldn't, especially when it comes to our health. Now, the reason people sometimes end up with life-threatening conditions is because they are too embarrassed to talk about things. And we need to break that down. So there are women who have got breast cancer, and it has gotten to the point where they have needed a mastectomy because they do not want to talk about it. Men can get prostate cancer because they do not want to talk about the symptoms that would indicate that there is a problem. So we need to break this down. We need to, there's sex and violence in films and TV. There's bad language on TV. Why can't we talk about the stuff that we need to talk about? The stuff that is about our bodies, that even may not be life-threatening, but are a cause of embarrassment, and they shouldn't be. I have had some things that have caused me embarrassment, and I have spoken about them on this channel. I had a perianal abscess. In fact, I've had 3. I've talked about how embarrassing and how uncomfortable that can be. The biggest problem I had, and it continues to be a problem, is I am so embarrassed about a possible problem with my bowels now that I have got what's called a hypertensive anal canal. I really am a tight ass now. I feel like I need to go to the toilet all the time. And there are other people out there who may be suffering the same thing and being embarrassed about it. We shouldn't be. In the last video, I talked about my urethral stricture, where the urethra has a pinch point. Now, whether it's true, but I've had it explained to me by someone, I can't remember who it was, so it could be wrong. But when a man pees, the speed of it kind of, the pee stream is like a bit like a gun. A bit like a bullet from a gun. It goes round to create a stream. But where I've got a pinch point, it doesn't come out fast enough, so I have occasionally a pee stream like that. In fact, sometimes without even meaning it, I can pee all over the floor, because although I'm aiming at the toilet bowl, the pee stream is hitting either side of the toilet. There's more than one reason why your pee stream can be slowed. One of those is you are passing a stone, which is a problem in and of itself. Or you could have a urethral stricture. A urethral stricture may not actually be life-threatening, but it can be very problematic because you cannot completely empty your bladder. So we need to talk about these things, not be embarrassed. Yes, when I pee, sometimes I pee, the pee stream's like that, and I piss all over the floor. The only reason I talked about it was because the only reason I even sought help for it was because it was getting ridiculous. Then I had to have an operation. The operation didn't take, so I have to catheterize myself. The only reason I found out I had a perianal abscess was because while I was wiping myself after going to the toilet, I found a lump on my perineum. I went to the doctor. The doctor's, I had to point it out to the doctor, because the doctor said, oh, that's piles, that's hemorrhoids. No, it wasn't. I had to guide the doctor's finger to the place I was talking about, and then the doctor referred me to the hospital. It was a perianal abscess. It had to be cut open, and I had to have a convalescence of about 3 months, and then 2 weeks after it had healed up, I got another one. But I knew what I was looking for at that point. And trust me, you need to check all around your private areas, the areas that you would not normally have on display. Because if you had a perianal abscess like I did, the second one that I had exploded. And if you think talking about examining your perineum is bad, you wait until you've got blood and pus all over your clothes, all over your settee, and then maybe talking about examining yourself is not such a difficult thing to do. So, the point of this is talking about our bodies and our health, physical health in this case, but mental health as well. We should talk about it. It breaks down the taboo, it breaks down the embarrassment. But what I'd like to end this on is a plea. If you're a woman, regularly check your breasts for lumps. There's a proper procedure. Go and look on the internet to find it, and then do it. If you're a man and you start having problems with your peeing, then find out about it, because it could be one of several different things. If you a prostate problem or a lump in the breast doesn't necessarily mean it's cancer, but it could be. And you really need to get that seen to as soon as possible. If you have any changes in your bowel movements, you need to get it seen to. If it's different to your usual, you need to get it checked. I'm not talking about running to the doctors every time you have the runs, but if it's across a period of a few days and it is different to how you normally have a bowel movement, then you need to get it checked, because that could be bowel cancer. We need to be less afraid or embarrassed to talk about health issues, even in those areas where we prefer not to discuss. And don't forget, men should check their low-hanging fruit, which is my euphemism for testicles. You should check your low-hanging fruit for any changes in size, because again, it may not be cancer, but it could be. And too many men get testicular cancer or get testicular cancer and don't get it treated quickly enough because they're embarrassed. It's time to stop the embarrassment. It's not dirty to talk about your body and the health related problems that you get. If you found this helpful, please click the like button and share it with on your social media feeds. And if you want more videos, not necessarily on stuff like this, but if you want more videos from me, then do click the subscribe button and click the notification bells. I do appreciate it if you do those things, because it would help me get my videos out a bit further. I don't charge subscription fees or anything like that. Every video I do is going to be free. It would be nice if it had a larger audience though, and I hope to see you again soon.